Hey, I hope everyone's having a good day today. This is going to be a preview to the Thursday night football matchup between the Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals. By the numbers, the Seahawks offense versus their defense. Their defense ranks number 6, and their offense ranks number 6. Their defense ranks number 11. For the Cardinals, their offense ranks number 20th. Their defense ranks number 22. Now, getting into those numbers, the total offense of the Seahawks to this date in passing yards is 2,198. In rushing yards, it's 831. And then to compare that to the Cardinals' offense, which is ranked 20th, their passing yards are 2,089, and their rushing yards are 611. So, obviously, the offensive matchup heavily favors the Seattle Seahawks, but we have to remember a lot of those rushing statistics on Arizona's offense do not include Adrian Peterson. For the past few games they do, but he hasn't been on the team all season, and he's been doing fantastic ever since he's came on the Cardinals. So that also factors in a lot to play, because when we get to the Seattle Seahawks defense, which is ranked 11th, they allowed 1,705 passing yards and 875 rushing yards. But then when we go into the Hawks defense per game passing, they allowed 213.1 passing yards and 109.4 rushing yards. So Adrian Peterson has consistently, since coming on the Cardinals, been rushing pretty much for over 100 yards. And the average the Seahawks allow is over 100 yards. It's at 109.4, like I said. So Adrian Peterson, for the Cardinals' purpose, is going to play a huge factor into this game because of the fact that Carson Palmer's still out, and Drew Stanton, who threw 2 touchdowns his last game, and looked okay, but obviously he's no Carson Palmer, is not going to obviously carry his team, but AP can. So the likelihood for the Cardinals to have a chance to come out on top in this game relies a lot on the shoulders of Adrian Peterson. Now, comparing the Cardinals offense to their defense, like I said, they're number 20th on offense, number 22 on defense. On offense, they passed total this year for 2,089 yards. They rushed for 611, like I said earlier. But what's funny with them is on defense, they allow about 1,994 passing yards and allow 804 rushing yards. So the reason their defense is really bad is they barely pass for any more yardage on their offense than they allow on their defense. So that is a huge problem that in order to win this game, obviously, they're going to have to get rid of, because Russell Wilson is one of the better quarterbacks statistically right now in terms of getting his yardage and getting plays per game in. So, now if you look at the Cardinals defense per game, let's see, looking at the notes right here, they allowed 249.3 passing yards per game and rushing 100.5 on their defense. And obviously Russell Wilson is probably going to get towards, if not over, I think he's going to be in the 300 yards, that average they allow. The Cardinals' offense passes for about 261 per game and rushes for 76.4 on average. But again, that's the average of adding the whole season, which brings it lower. Adrian Peterson has been consistently rushing for over 100 yards, which I think he will also do tonight against Seattle's defense, because Seattle's injuries include Sherman, Thomas, and people up in the front seven. They have more injuries, so I think AP will do fine and have a successful running game against them, which will be the reason he keeps the Cardinals in the game. And in terms of Arizona's injuries, it's Palmer and David Johnson are the two big names, but obviously David Johnson's replaced by AP, who's one of the best of our generation. So putting all those numbers together per game, I think it's going to be a lot closer game than people think, because I think AP will rush for over 110 yards and keep the Cardinals in the game. I think Drew Stanton will be, they said Bruce Arians was quoted saying they have a lot of confidence in him, the guys really like him and stuff like that. I think he will be able to at least hold his own. I mean, I don't think it's unrealistic for this game to be within a touchdown or two, because I don't think they're going to pass that much. The strength of the Cardinals' offense right now isn't passing. It's handing off the ball to one of the best running backs. So I think that'll keep them in the game. Seattle, though, will win this ball game because Russell Wilson is carrying the Seattle Seahawks right now through all their adversity and all their injuries and all that on his back. And now Eddie Lacy's out too, so he doesn't have the running back pounder in Eddie Lacy. But I still think Seattle comes out on top by, like I said earlier, 1 to 2 touchdowns. And that's going to be in big part because Russell Wilson is going to throw for over 350 yards and have 3 or 4 touchdowns in this game, because the Seattle Seahawks running game is going to struggle against the Cardinals defense, who actually doesn't allow that much, who allows a decent amount of rushing yards, but they're not going to get it with the guys they have back there, and they should favor passing it because Russell Wilson is one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. So I think the Seahawks take this game because their offense and defense obviously are better than the Cardinals, but not just that, because Russell Wilson is going to have another fantastic game and solidify himself even further as being one of the elite quarterbacks in the National Football League. Also, a key fact before I let everyone go on this video is Adrian Peterson needs only 102 yards to pass Hall of Famer Marcus Allen for 13th all-time and 105 to pass Edgerrin James for 12th on the list. And I said he's going to get 110, so therefore my prediction tonight is, even though the Cardinals lose, AP will become 12th on the list of all-time rushing leaders, which just further solidifies the fact that he's obviously a sure-shot Hall of Famer. Everyone have a great day. The Seahawks are going to win tonight. Enjoy watching that Thursday night football game. Peace out, everyone.